decided to do a video reviewing my 2010 Dodge Ram 1500. Now this truck has 182,000 miles on it and it's the 5.7 liter Hemi engine. Now I know you guys are used to me making videos over informative videos over junk removal and starting your own business and even a little bit of on the job videos, but today is simply truck. So if you're new to my videos, that's the kind of videos I normally make, but today is all about my review of my truck that I've used and had for the last 3.5 years or so. So let's get this thing started. So I purchased this truck on April 25th, 2015. It had 97,000 miles on it. And the reason why I ended up buying a Dodge, which, funny story, I used to be a huge Ford fan. I owned a 2002 F-150. It was the 4.6 liter Triton, and I just kept having issues with that thing, man. Like the interior was falling apart, had a lot of EGR problems, and I think what broke the straw with me with Ford is the thing kept blowing spark plugs. Um, so I guess on those Triton engines that around that year, I guess they put hardly any threads with the spark plug screw in, and that thing I only had about 113,000 miles on that truck when it started blowing spark plugs. So and then once the thing blows the spark plug, like you got to pay to have a Healy coil put in. And so after that third one, I was just like, I'm done with this truck. So I made sure it was all repaired and everything, and I used it as a trade-in to buy this truck. Now, uh, before I bought this truck, I was actually considering between a Dodge and a Chevy. Those are my two, like, I think, well, now I think really highly of Dodge and Chevy. Before, it was all Ford. Now it's like I've seen the light, you know? And, well, anyways, I think what really made me choose Dodge was just the fact that I really liked the body style, the way it looked. The engine was great. I mean, I like the 5.7 liter Hemi and its reputation and everything. And then this one was 4-wheel drive, which the Chevy was. I think it was only a 2-wheel drive. So I think that ended up being like the what kind of made me decide to go towards Dodge and everything. So I could easily be driving a Chevy today and have no complaints, you know. So anyway, so I bought this truck with 97,000. So I don't know how the previous owner treated this truck at all. So, but the same day that I bought this truck, I had a family member die back home, because I bought this truck in California. So I had to drive from California to Oklahoma. Now, funny story, I drove from California to Oklahoma, Oklahoma to California, with no air filter. I guess this truck, when that dealership, and it was a fairly reputable dealership that got this truck. I guess when they did their inspection, they either forgot to put an air filter in, or I don't know what happened. But I'm kind of an idiot too because I didn't check to make sure there's an air filter. But I mean, usually we assume, right, that these trucks, every vehicle you buy is going to have an air filter. Well, anyways, so I tell you that because just so you know, like what this truck has been through, it went through the dusty, uh, state of Arizona. If you've ever been through Arizona, and you've gone through the I-40. Like it's really dusty, and that is not good for the truck to have no air filter when you're going through a dusty area or whatever. So, just so you guys know that. But so I had a great experience with this truck all the way up until about 150,000 miles. That's when I started having issues. Now, the first issue I don't think is common at all between amongst any brand of truck. And what happened was I had to replace the camshaft. And that to me is not a common maintenance action that should happen amongst any brand. So, and we don't know if we actually really needed to replace the camshaft. That's just what the dealership told us. And by the way, I highly recommend that instead of going to the dealership, you find a highly reputable mechanic in your area that you can take your vehicles to, because the dealership will charge you top dollar to fix your vehicle. So, not saying they lied or did anything shady or anything, but you could definitely probably find the same result with lower price going to your local mechanic. So, anyways, so got that fixed. Now, this other issue that I had, I believe, is probably more common with Dodge, and I had the solenoids in the transmission go out just randomly. My wife was taking the truck home. She was about to take the truck home, and the truck would not go, and ended up being the solenoids. So that wasn't a very expensive repair at all, but we got those repaired at 150,000. So, anyways, so other than those two big maintenance actions, like this truck has run pretty darn good ever since, and like I said, I'm up to 182,000 miles on it, and I do junk removal part time. If you're just watching this video for the first time, like I do junk removal, I do lawn care, I'm a full time student, and I have a part time job as well. So I'm always in this truck doing something. So, but anyways, so let me stop yammering and let's get to this walk around. All right, guys. Sorry for the poor lighting starting in the front, but it's decided it was going to rain on me today. Anyway, starting from the front of the vehicle, other than the massive slaying of bugs, that's pretty common on the front end. But something I didn't mention in the prior video was that this is actually a four-wheel drive truck, but has a 20-inch rims. But the exterior and interior have held up really, really well. I mean, there's really nothing to complain about. And just so you guys don't think I'm a liar when it comes to the mileage, there it is. Sorry, I'm moving the camera around a lot. There's the mileage. And with some common wear and tear that I think is uncommon for any truck is this part right here when you slide in and out is worn and kind of starting just to flatten a little bit. But other than that, I mean, really, the review is pretty simple. There's nothing really wrong with this truck at 182,000 miles. I mean, there's no cracking or anything going on up here that would be an issue. Seats are holding up well. Had to recharge the AC 150,000 miles. That was like such a simple thing to do. You just go to AutoZone, buy the recharger and recharge your AC. But there really isn't anything going wrong with this truck. There's no rust that I can see when I looked underneath there. And it's just, overall, it's just been a really great truck. The tailgate still opens just like it's supposed to and closes like it's supposed to. No issues there. It's running just fine. And just so you don't think I'm a liar again, let me go ahead and turn this thing on so you guys know this thing actually runs. Yep, starts right up. Looky there, a Hemi engine. Yeah, there's really nothing to really talk about. There's just, everything has running just like it's supposed to on this truck. Other than the maintenance actions that I've had with this truck, there really isn't much wrong with it. It's still a really great truck. And whenever this engine decides it wants to go out, I will replace the engine and just keep on going. One thing I forgot to mention was miles per gallon. On average, I get about 15 miles per gallon, but it kind of depends on how much highway driving compared to city driving that I do. And one last thing I want to mention is, I apologize if the walk around wasn't fully comprehensive. A lot of the things in this truck are just working as they are supposed to, and wear and tear is minimal. So, I really wanted to focus on the things that were going wrong and when they went wrong, and just kind of share about my experience. But overall, I really love this truck. I really do. and I think I would have been just as happy if I went the Chevy route as well. So you Chevy guys out there, like, I like Chevy, the Chevy trucks. I mean, the mechanic that I go to, his worker has a Chevy, and he talks highly about both brands. So, and I think that's all right. I mean, we all have our brands, we have our reasons why, and some are more passionate about their brand than others. But you know, when I do, I don't think that highly of Ford. I know a lot of things have changed with Ford over the last several years, but I'll probably never own another Ford, and that's just kind of how it is. But you know, I'm sure there's exceptions with Ford. I mean, I know for their diesels, I can't talk very much about them because I don't know anything about Ford diesels, but I'm sure their diesels are great, and and I'm sure maybe Ford is a lot better than what they used to be. But anyways, so that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that like button, and if you really liked the video, you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button. But don't be afraid to go over to my channel and explore the junk removal videos that I got out there. I mean, it's a really great industry to be in. It's tough at first, but it can be very profitable if you do it right. So feel free to go over there and check out my other videos. And that's all I got for you guys. I will see you guys in the next